This is one of those times, because it is a revolution, where you better know clearly whether that light is the light at the end of the tunnel or an oncoming train.
The 2015 presidential election in Nigeria went off without too much fanfare in local media. But where previously Nigeria had carried labels like corrupt, chaotic, with an autocratic government, many observers will tell you this election marked a seismic shift in perceptions. Of course, the media loved the fact that Muhammadu Buhari became the first opposition candidate to win a presidential election in Nigeria, and the fact that Buhari's opponent, former President Goodluck Jonathan, phoned his rival to concede defeat also didn't go unnoticed. But the real story is behind the headlines. According to Paul Clark, portfolio manager and African equity specialist at Ashburton Investments, technology played a large part in this makeover of Nigeria's image. So Paul, what are we actually talking about here?
Yeah, the Nigerian presidential elections are probably one of the most significant things that happened during 2015 across the continent, where we had a peaceful election held and a transition to a new government in a very easy way in the most populous country in the continent. And this was done using voting cards, and they were pin and chip cards which had people's photo on the front imprinted on it, their address, as well as their biometrics like fingerprints included in the chip. And so this is a very important way to be able to identify voters and to make sure that there was no cheating, etc. And especially in a country where people typically don't have identity documents, this was a massive leap forward. At the same time, during the elections, there were many people who had smart phone apps who were able to send early information from exit polls and from various other things through to the Electoral Commission. And so they typically knew largely what the results were going to be in a district in advance of them receiving the official numbers, and that helped to smooth the process throughout the vote counting.